Welcome back, everybody, to Teleglitch. We have made it to level 3, the Facility Support Systems, and this is probably the first level where dying is a actual proposition. We'll start to get to some of the harder core enemies, and man, we got lucky because we got an M-chip right away. An M-chip and a tube allows us to craft a detector, and this right away gives us our 4th class of items. The craftable augmentations. I guess you put the detector on your eye or something like that. Anyway, the point of a detector will become evident as we move through this level, but suffice to say, it can get us out of a lot of trouble. Okay, here's a new enemy right off the bat. Actually, a shotgun might have been a little better for him than what I was using, but the 9mm worked just as well, and I've got a ton of ammo for it, so I might as well use it. This guy is another one of the zombies. He tends to run straight towards you, instead of using any of the looping motions we've become familiar with some of the other enemies. And his other thing is, he's got this big, just blunt force projectile that he hucks at you. It is revealed in some of the dialogue to actually, or in his bestiary entry rather, to actually be a big sack of dud grenades, which is sort of weird, but whatever. He throws it at you very hard, and it hits for a lot of damage. He also punches you pretty good, but he is just as dangerous from a distance as he is from up close. Okay. Some zombies in here. I don't feel too bad about using 9mm bullets on them. I'm not really sure why I wasn't able to get a bead on that one, but whatever. Sometimes they do get in a little bit too close for your range, or you get the timing wrong or something like that, so you get punched. I was very glad to find that other 25 HP med kit. As I said, this is the level where things start to get real. Okay, here's one of the guys we know does like 20 hit points per hit. You can corral them into these narrow hallways. That's usually the best, especially if you're going to go with something that works best up close, like a shotgun or something like that, because you can afford to let them get very close to you indeed. And oh goodness, look at that manual gate control room right up there. Anytime you see something that says like manual gate control, you know it's one of those darn red buttons. So I think the rest of this level is definitely something we're going to want to deal with first. By aiming, you get a little bit farther of a field of vision than you would normally. Hey, hey! So aiming like that can be a very good idea. Alright. Again, secrets are always welcome. This one didn't seem to be too good, just a tube and a nail box. I should probably make some stuff out of these. You know what? I'm going to make a stimulant just to show off what these things do. Oh, I can make an auto pistol too, now that I have the hardware. That's tempting. So 2 tubes and the adhesive grenade launcher makes a 3-shot adhesive grenade launcher. I don't tend to have too much use for it. I don't find it to be that useful. You know what? I'm actually going to hold off on the auto pistol. I'll show that off sometime. But it is really just an extremely rapid-fire pistol, and the reason I'm going to hold off on it is it's useful a little bit later once the pistol has used up its utility, because instead of having to press the trigger every time you want to fire one, it just machine gun fires pistol rounds, and that helps it against higher value targets, but also it chews through ammo like nothing else, and I kind of want to take a more snipey approach to how we do things. I am going to make a stimulant, which I kind of don't like, because it's going to use up one of my precious health kits. But you know what? I'm just going to do it for you guys. So, a stimulant is from a med kit and an explosive, and when consumed, it makes the screen go all wonky like that for a second, but then it gives you a really pretty intense speed boost for a while, and so it can be very useful if you don't have any other speed-enhancing items. If you're going to be fighting somebody especially nasty, it can be very nice for maneuverability and stuff like that. Against some of the bosses, I do recommend that, if possible, you give yourself a stimulant beforehand. Okay. The nice thing about these guys, if you can call it that, is they do tend to run in more or less a straight line right towards you. So if you can get a good bead on him, I don't want to use 3 rounds on this guy, he's not worth that. You can see that maneuvering becomes a lot easier if you've got a stimulant in you. Now, I'm not exactly sure quite how this works, but there is an achievement in this game for, I think, being on a stimulant for more than 50% of your total game time, which just seems bonkers to me, because you need a 25 health kit and an explosive to make one of them. I don't know, maybe if you could, like, make one and die. Here is, okay, that guy. He has that distinctive walking sound, and that's not the only thing he's got. He has got probably a 9mm pistol, although some of them come with worse. This is a guard. They are regular humans, just like you and me, except that they've been implanted with a chip by the malevolent AI, which means that he is working at cross purposes against us. Now here, oh, I think this might be it. I think I hear some movement from somewhere. You don't always get this, but sometimes, there's a meat trap, that's always helpful. Sometimes there is a big secret sort of near the end of level 3, and this might be that. In fact, I think I'm going to get myself a Panzerfaust armor piercing, just in the off chance that it actually is. What else could I do? I don't want to waste a stimulant. The 6-trigger revolver is extremely powerful, but I hate it because revolver ammo is not common enough. It essentially turns your revolver into a fire all 6 shots at once thing, which just pastes everything in front of it, which I might end up wishing that I had done, if this ahead is what I actually think that it is. Tell you what, I'm going to come back to there. There is a only sometimes spawns secret in level 3, which does not spawn in level 3B, incidentally, which is the true reason I picked the military biology sector as opposed to the what might seem more safe abandoned plankton farm. As it turns out, the abandoned plankton farm is just about as hard. There's really no easy ways out in this game at all, so it's not like you're gonna get away scot-free. Alright, here's this stuff. My inventory is full for the very first time. So that is something that I'm going to have to take a look here. Let's see, what can I throw away? Let's see. I've only got one empty can, so I don't think I can do anything with that. I can make a can gun out of it, but I'm not about to start sacrificing 10 HP all over the place. Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm at least going to get rid of this empty can and put it in a central location where if I get some more empty cans I can come back for it later. I've also got 4 nail boxes, and what I should probably do is either make a nail gun or come right out and start making nail bombs out of those things. Nail bombs wouldn't be particularly useful for the secret that I'm thinking of ahead, although neither would the nail gun. The nail gun is a short-range only gun. Sorry for the very loud stuff in there. The nail gun is a short-range only gun, and really the only thing that it's got going for it is that, essentially, that's what I'm going to do. Make an RDX 500, and drop and pick up this RDX 250. Just a little bit more space, so that's good. Really the only thing that it's got going for it, the nail gun, is that it uses nail boxes as ammo, and so it just gives you something to do with all of them. And in fact, I think the other thing I'm going to do, besides dumping my empty can out here, is dump a whole bunch of nail boxes. This is just so that I can collect anything else I might get in the level. I have a hunch, although certainly no proof yet, that I might get something very nice. Oh, there's a jerk. There he goes. That might not have downed him. But I don't want to be caught ammo-less. Again, at 20 HP per hit from those guys, it is just not worth it to tangle with them one-on-one. So the guards up there that I was talking about earlier that I did a very quick retreat from, they have these long-range weapons, and I mean, they'll just fire off round after round of these things about as fast as you, the character, will fire a pistol, and every one of their attacks is going to end up taking off, like, a lot. Like, 10 to 15 HP per round. Those light arms are where the armor really comes in handy, because you can survive significantly more shots with armor than you can without. Again, here's one of these jerks. This is the level where they really start punishing you for A, fighting melee against a lot of these guys, and B, not planning sufficiently. I've got plenty of shotgun ammo, and now that I've got the Fat John, which is an excellent long-range shotgun, which is just so nice, I might be able to take on what might be in that secret room regardless. So I think what we're going to do is explore that last door. And I hate to build this up if this doesn't end up being the secret that I think it is, but having a secret with a closed door behind it, like this one does, to me is fairly indicative. And it is, there we go, not much behind that one. It is a pretty significant challenge, if it is what I'm thinking of. Now I've got some armor on, I've got a Panzerfaust AP, I've got a revolver. I think I'll use up that first. Yeah, this looks like the place. Okay, well, wish me luck, everybody. I think I'm gonna have to try to get through here. That doesn't work. And then... anybody home? Indeed, somebody is home. Alright, welcome to the War Walkers. Panzerfaust AP downs one immediately, which... oh, that's so nice. Alright. Here they come. Toss out a nail bomb. Don't know if that actually got him. Oh, shoot. Alright, did you see that, did you see that ring there? I'm gonna use a meat trap against these guys. That ring, just not doing well here, indicates that if you get too close to it, it's gonna release a swarm of those guys. Oh, that was awesome. I think they were close enough that they got hit by the blast from the meat trap, which is very nice. So now those zombies come in swarms in pipes. And if you don't have a detector, anytime you see a pipe, that is a potential zombie swarm. If you do have the detector, you know exactly where they're going to be coming from. Okay. Okay, it's health kit time. Could be going better, could be going worse. You're really not equipped to be fighting 3 War Walkers at this point in the game. Alright, I think it might be time for some explosives. So let's get them up here, toss that out. Did that do it? I think it might have. Oh, did this take out the other one? Oh, man. Alright, that was a mighty battle, everybody. That was sweet. I prevailed with 90 health and just buku medkits left. I am proud of myself, and by extension, I'm proud of you. I did use up a lot of hardware taking out those guys, but I triggered both of the zombie rushes, and man, alright, that was cool times. So let's decompress from that a little bit. War Walkers are not exactly a boss in this game. I should have used my adhesive grenade launcher against those darn zombie swarms. Anyway, War Walkers are more or less like, I might call them, look at all of this. Oh, sweet magnificence. They're like barons of hell. That would be a good way to think of them from Doom, in that they count as bosses this early on, but later on they'll be showing up almost as semi-regular enemies in a battle. Now let's decompress what I did there a little bit. There were 3 of the suckers right away, and 3 plus 2 zombie swarms is really a lot for you to deal with. When it comes to the higher threat enemies, finding cover is absolutely essential. The game really expects to catch you off guard with those 3. Goodness knows they murdered me the first time I went up against them pretty easily. They're the first real armored enemies we've encountered too, so that does give them a little bit of an extra threat. The first one, the real trick to these guys is one successful shot with a Panzerfaust armor-piercing just destroys them right off the bat. So that's what I did first. I don't think it was this guy. I think it was one up here. Maybe his body's already disintegrated, but I blasted one right away, and that took it down to 2. And 2 is much more evadable than 3 when it comes to these guys. Following that, it was just, I kind of wish that I had done a stimulant, because running around is a lot better if you've got either a stimulant or there's an item you can craft later that helps you run faster. But anyway, from there it was just a sense of keep away. Just keeping myself behind the, these pillars, which they cannot shoot through. Some enemies later on will be able to just blow up pillars, which makes them a real pain to fight. But hopping out from behind pillar cover to hit them with something armor-piercing. The pistol would have been useless against them, essentially. Wouldn't have done much of anything. Likewise, the nail bombs were probably a bad idea. I think if it exploded right next to them like it did, it could do some decent damage, but a nail gun would be... Do not use a nail gun against these guys. They've got a chain gun, and they rush at you to punch you sometimes, but that's only if you give them an open line of sight, which if you do, you're a dummy. The revolver is a pretty good proposition versus them. It does some serious damage, and in fact, I think this guy down here was downed with a revolver, probably, or a shotgun. I mean, the Fat John at this level even still does a little bit of damage. I don't think I can get through here, even though this looks like it would be a secret. And this guy up here, I just tossed out one of my big explosives. Tossing out explosives and running around a corner is very useful. So heck, that went about as well as it could have. And you saw that once we got through here, there was just a cornucopia of delights and treasures for us. We can... If I find another 9mm pistol, I think I'm going to craft a nail gun just so you guys can see what it's like. But it's not more useful than a 9mm. I don't have anything else that would use 9mm ammo for now, so I'm going to hang on to it for now. And again, this isn't super useful, and this isn't super useful, so I'm just going to keep what I have for now. And, so in addition to giving you all that stuff, you get a double-range teleport to Sector 5. Now, if you were playing the game normally, and not doing sort of a Let's Play walkthrough like I was, you would want to hop on through that thing like nothing else, let me tell you, because the real benefit to that is it lets you get right to Sector 5, and as soon as you get to Sector 5, you have unlocked the first of the skip-ahead things, which lets you start at Sector 3 from the beginning. And not having to redo all of these levels is a real benefit. I mean, it just really makes the thing much more playable. Let me go ahead and dump the rest of my nail boxes here. I don't think I got any more empty cannons, did I? No, I didn't. So, we'll see what I'm still carrying at the end of this. I want to hang on to the plate for armor. Hardware is useful for crafting. But it only stacks 1, and I don't know if I need 2 hardwares. I might dump one of those for now. Tubes are useful for crafting. Can gun. I don't know if I want to use a can gun. I might use it if there's a bad enemy rush coming on up ahead. In fact, I'm going to keep it out. So, one of the real prizes we got for beating those 2 guys, obviously we saw I got a lot of gear. Most of it was just higher-end stuff that I already know about. But one of the real prizes was this heavy rifle. This sucker is very armor-piercing. This is going to be my Fat John once the shotgun ammo becomes of more limited value. Okay, now watch me die to whatever this does. I don't know if it's going to spit out anybody right around here exactly, but at the end of the hallway down there, it's for sure going to let loose a torrent of enemies, so I've got to be careful. The worst would be a whole bunch of those enemies with guns. Oh, hello. That's not so bad. Let's toss out some AGLs. There's one of the fat zombie guys up there. You won't be too happy to see me. But you can see that those are pretty effective even still. With 2 of them, I want to make sure that I hit every shot. Shoot. Okay, these guys aren't armored very well, and so the 9mm pistol is very appropriate to take them out with. But you want to make sure that they absolutely do not get a beat on you. They take a second to pull off their guns, and there are a couple levels of those kinds of enemies, basically. And the higher in level they are, the nastier guns they have. First off, the better armor they'll have, and the less time they'll take to pull off their guns. These guys are usually, honestly, the ones that killed me. There's big, like, end-of-the-world baddies that you get towards the end, but they were never really as much of a threat to me as these tiny little gray square guys that pull out auto shotguns and junk like that. I mean, they'll just obliterate you in an instant. So really first prize right now would be... Let's see, this is what I opened. Really first prize right now... Oh, hey! Would be... I forgot about this. Watch me die to this after I get... You don't... so, secrets are random in the game, and you definitely do not always get... There we go. That end of level 3 treat there. That thing is great to get. It is a big risk, because again, at this level, we're really not cut out for that fight. I need a lot more armor-piercing stuff. I needed more Panzerfausts. I needed a heavy rifle. I really thought that there was a machine gun I'd be getting by now. Oh man, more shotgun shells are really valuable. The companion piece to the Fat John is called the Very Long John, and it is essentially just a long-barreled elephant rifle. And I don't actually like it as much because it is useful, I mean, because it'll still blow away anything as the heavy rifle will, but ammo for rifles is much harder to come by. Okay, now let's see what we can see down here. As you can see, two of these, there's nothing for it, I think. Two of these pipes are going to let loose with a stream of zombies. So if I didn't want to see what was in that container here, I could just live and let live. But you know what? I've got plenty of adhesive grenades, and the other thing about killing these guys is they do drop canned meats. Sounded like more of them. One more. That's not so bad. And so, killing a whole swarm of them like that, you can net yourself some candy health and empty cans, which is always useful. As well as, I will get access to this down here. M-chip. Oh, it was worth it. Oh, it was worth it. Okay, this is the machine gun, and this uses a kind of ammo that we haven't seen much of yet. This is a great little gun. It fires off bursts like that that can sustain themselves for a very long time. Oh man, this is absolutely a bonanza right now, everybody, because I can do a lot of stuff that I want to. I didn't know I had collected this much gear, but with my detector, M-chips, and tubes, I am now able to craft an EM detector. Besides freeing up some space in my inventory, this thing is absolutely a beauty, and getting it as early as you can is the best thing possible. I have never actually gotten it in this level before. Additionally, I can use one of my hardwares and some empty cans to craft the drum version of the MG3200. The only real difference there is now it holds 90 bullets instead of 60, so you can fire it for a lot longer. It does take a little longer to reload, but overall, I think that is a good trade-off. And if there's any enemies left in the level, I'll show you what that EM detector does. So if you remember, the regular detector simply showed us... There's a nail box. I'm sick of these things. The regular detector... What's this? Some ammo, I guess. The regular detector simply showed us when we would be encountering... is there a secret up there? I don't think so. I can't get to it is the thing. I think I've done this once before and I almost got stuck back here, which makes me nervous. Anyway, the regular detector only shows us when there's about to be a swarm coming through the pipes. The EM detector, which I think... Oh, hey, there might be some people up here. Alright, let's go see if I can show this off. Shows us, before we round the corner or whatever, where all enemies are. And, I mean, you can just imagine how handy that is. to know before you go flying. I think this is detecting one right here, in fact. Hello! It's fine for these zombie guys or whatever, but not really, you know, who cares? But when you get to the later levels and you want to know if you're going to open a door, you know, are there going to be 3 pistol-wielding maniacs or whatever behind it? Man, you better believe that's useful. Okay, I still haven't got, what do we have? Another head. Oh my goodness. Oh, this has been such a good level for me, ladies and gentlemen. Another heavy rifle. We still haven't got, I don't know what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. Anyway, with 2 heavy rifles, I can assemble the 2X rifle, which is literally just it fires 2 blasts from the heavy rifle at once. And with that thing, I am more or less set to take on anything for a good long time. Alright, here's a jerk. You know what? Let's see if we can give the old 2X rifle a try here. Let's not get caught down there if we can avoid it. And you know what? I would rather take out these zombies first, just so nothing gets in the way of me and my beautiful 2X rifle. Let's see. Follow me. Boom! Ah, I must have missed with one of the blasts, because I'm telling you, one shot with the 2X rifle would put that guy down for the count. Not only that, this thing has a stunning 16 bullet magazine or chamber, or whatever you want to say. And so I'm here to tell you that, like, this 2X rifle could have won me that fight pretty handily against those 3 war walkers back there. For reference sake, there's a quote-unquote more staged boss fight, which is, it's funny, it's set up to be like a little more scary, I guess. Time to make one of those. It's set up to be a little bit more quote-unquote scary in the next level, and it's versus 2 war walkers, and they even give you a little bit better of an arena to deal with them. I said before, though, that this is where stuff really starts getting real. I mean, I'm acting like this is such an amazing level, but boy, am I not taking my finger off of any trigger ever, because even one of those guards could still wreck my day. I don't know if they would necessarily... They could kill me if they got me in a corner or something like that pretty easily. Certainly one of these guys here could kill me if they cornered me, but anybody could easily take me down to, you know, 10 health or 30 health and make me use up all of my precious first aid kits. Looks like some of that. No, that's the other teleporter out of here. So again, normally I would be hopping right in that teleporter to level 5. However, I am constrained by my fervor to show you guys everything. Well, after the sort of mediocre first and second levels, this thing was an absolute champion. I think the one final thing I'm going to do, and again, keeping... I have been killed more times than I can count by thinking everybody was dead in the level and going off with my inventory not selecting a weapon or something like that. I have even sort of looked away momentarily and blundered right into the abyss on like level 7 or something like that. It was pretty bad. But the only thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pick up enough nail boxes to so that I can't carry anymore. I've got a hardware already. I'll grab this empty can. Basically, all the stacks that I can carry. I don't think anything's more... I do want to keep the tubes. Those are useful down the road. But this was just a beautiful level. I got that rare... That bonus does not always spawn. That rare end of level 3 bonus, or secret, was able to take out the war walkers with what I consider to be fairly minimal damage. Depending on what you get earlier, you know, if I had found that heavy rifle earlier, that fight would have even gone a little bit more smoothly. It penetrates better than revolver ammo. But beyond that, I got both the detector and the EM detector. I've never gotten the EM detector this early before. And so, yeah, heck, I've situated with medkits pretty well. I mean, look at this. This is a full 200 points in medkits, 250 points in medkits. Still got my can gun and nail bomb for if I ever feel stupid and want to use something like that. I am just chock-a-block full with very excellent weapons. In fact, Gonna take me a while to decide exactly what goes where. I've got crafting gear, and yeah, if I get another couple M chips, I could make a teleporter. I'll tell you guys about that. That's very useful to have. So, again, there's nothing saying that I'm not going to get horribly murdered right away when I enter into level 4. But if there's a good way to enter into level 4, this is it. So thanks for watching, anybody, and I will catch you next time on Let's Play Teleglitch.